Okay, so today I just want to talk a bit about perfectionism and how it's kind of ruining your life. Okay, I went to church and my pastor put out a fire message where he was talking about perfectionism, right? He was saying how due to social media, we all like to compare ourselves nowadays to the people we see on social media. Like, for example, you see someone make $1 million and you're wondering why you only work a regular 9 to 5 job and like your life is not as good as theirs when only you're seeing only just a highlight of their life, right? Because that's how social media works. Nobody's gonna go on social media, take a photo of themselves and said, "Oh, this video's or this photo's so bad, I'll post it on social media." Nobody says that, right? People take good photos of themselves and say, "Okay, it looks good." Do a bit of editing and then post it on social media. Same thing with like video content on social media. They script that, they film only the highlights, only the good parts of what they're experiencing, and then they post it on social media. So that's what us regular folks compare our life to. We compare ourselves to people who are just posting highlights of their life when we ourselves, we have highlights too. Like, just even going out and spending time with your friends is a highlight for your life because you feel happy about it. Or when you go out to a fancy restaurant just to eat out, you feel good about it. That's a highlight. But like, we don't share that stuff on social media. And when we look at other people, maybe some guy went to like a spent $1,000 on a fancy 5-star restaurant, and then we look at ourselves and be like, oh, I only went to like Boston Pizza or something and bought friggin' pizza or what's it called, spaghetti, right? um but yeah, he said, the my pastor says, like, that's that sort of thinking, that sort of comparison is like what's keeping you at the level that you are now, where you are unhappy with yourself and with your results. That's especially hit hard for me since like nowadays, especially like when it comes to starting any businesses that I want to start or even posting on YouTube, I would compare myself to YouTubers who've been doing this for so long, who have the team, who have the resources, who have the experience. And I'm comparing myself, who has never filmed much more than like 20 videos in my life. I'm comparing myself to them who's been doing it for like a very long time, right? And so he says that perfectionism is what leads you to not having that life that you want, right? And he also says that perfectionism is also what's leading you to fear of failure, because you want to get it right the first time. You don't feel like failing. You still see failure as such a big thing that you're scared to fail, that if you fail, everybody's going to laugh at you, stuff like that. And that's not how it works. That God has intended a purpose in your life. He knows you, like, he knows what skills you have and don't have. He knows what skills will get you to where he wants you to be next, and you have to trust him in that. So that's what I fail to understand even in my life, is that I have the skills to do some things. I may not have the skills to necessarily do the big things that I'm dreaming about doing, that I see other people doing, but I have the skills to do what I need to do now to get to the next level. And the pastor also said that people compare themselves so much to people online that it gets to a point where your goals are even bigger than what the people online can even accomplish on their own. And that really hit me, because like, I don't really set my goals based on what I see people online doing, because I have like different goals that I got. If you haven't heard, just watch my last video. But I got goals. I feel what I feel is from God Himself, giving me goals that of what He wants me to do in the future, right? But I've kind of been stagnant in actually reaching those goals because I'm so caught up in being so perfect and blowing up on my first YouTube video, or being successful in my first business right away, like get rich quick scheme type thing. Like, I don't have patience at this point, and that's what I need to understand. I've heard people say live in the present. I've heard people say just focus on the process, stuff like that. But it's like none of it's clicking in my head, if that makes sense. And I feel like this message that the pastor preached today actually kind of clicked a bit, and it's telling me that, like, I have the skills necessary to reach the next step. All I have to do is just focus on getting better every single day. It's that simple. You will reach your goals if you just focus on getting better every single day. There's nothing else you need to worry about. Like, don't worry about getting it quickly. Like, it will come eventually. Like, if it's intended in God's plan for you, it will come, right? So, what else did he say? Let me just add a bit more to the perfectionist thing. So a lot of us want to be perfect because, again, we see on social media that people have this perfect lives. Like, most people are okay seeing other people like struggle and like put in what they think is their best work, and we encourage them, right? So if you see someone put in their best, you always feel good for them. You're always like, oh, good job, like that's good quality work. But all of a sudden, when you put in your best, you feel like it's not even good enough, to the point where if we put in our own best work, we don't feel like it's good enough, right? So I just feel like that's not the right way to live. And in order to change that, we need to start accepting our own best. And even if we aren't able to perform at our best all the time, like the fact that we even put effort in is an accomplishment. It's something to be proud of, right? You shouldn't always just, like, sometimes you can't go 100% every single time. Like, even the greats don't go at 100% every single time. There are times where you just feel like doing nothing, and like that's okay, as long as you, like, most of you push yourselves to at least do even a bit of work that day. Oh, and what my pastor said is that, like, even nowadays you would, like, for example, he would wake up 6 o'clock, and if he looks on social media, he could probably find someone who's waking up 4 o'clock, already in the gym, already like planned out their next week or something like that. Like, you will find people who are always doing better than you. It's like common sense. Like, it's just how the world works. There's always someone doing better than you, and as much as you would love to be that person who's doing better than everybody, it's not always gonna work out that way. Like, you are currently at your level. You need to focus on your level and focus on getting better every day in order to reach the high level that you want to reach, right? That's why you might need to reduce your social media consumption, because you, like, when you hop on that app, you just see people doing better than you, and if that's affecting you, you need to let go of social media. It's simple as that. Like, stop watching those specific types of people and comparing yourself to them every time, right? But yeah, we're all in our own different journeys. We're all different people. We all have different goals. We all have different motivations. We all have different work ethics. We all have different mindsets, different beliefs, different ways of reaching the same goals, or even different goals than other people would, you know. Just play it at your level. Play it how you like to play it. Play it as if you don't have competition. You are your only competition in the end. Like, that's how you should be playing the game, because that's how these great people are playing the game. They are their only competition. It's them against them. They just get better every single day, slowly, until all of a sudden, boom, you reach the end. Oh, and the final thing, the one thing that my pastor said is that most people just see the highlight reels on Instagram, but they don't see the amount of work that person put in order to reach that level, right? So, for example, a painter, if you're seeing someone painting on Instagram, like they're painting a canvas, and it looks so beautiful, and you're like, wow, I wish I could paint like them. You're not seeing like the 15 years of hard work they put in to learn how to paint at that level. You're just seeing the quick 1 minute YouTube, or sorry, Instagram reel, and you're basing your entire, like, I don't even know, you're basing your entire life on that one reel, that 1 minute reel, and you're like, oh, I can never reach their level. They put in 15 years of work, while you're out here like haven't even put in 1 hour of work yet, and you're already comparing yourself to someone in their 15 years, right? So he said that most people are in the beginning comparing themselves to someone's middle, right? Not someone's end, because their end is basically when they die. But us in the beginning, we're comparing ourselves to someone in the middle. So you haven't painted at all. You haven't even painted for like 30 minutes yet. And you're already comparing yourself to someone who's been painting for 15 years. Like, that makes no sense. You're not going to catch up. Like, well, you can catch up, but like, you're not in the blink of an eye going to reach their level. Like that makes no sense. You got to put in the hours, you got to put in the reps until you reach that level. And so yeah, that's something that just I have to think about, like really think about, because right now I'm the only one stopping myself from really reaching that level that I see myself at. It's because I don't put in the consistent work every day, because I'm stuck being a perfectionist who's more focused on getting it right the first time rather than just consistently doing it until I get better. So yeah, hope you found this video helpful. Remember, just stay consistent. Don't compare yourself to other people online, and understand that it will take a whole lot of work before you reach where you want to reach. And lastly, God has a plan for you, right? He knows what level you're at and what level you need to reach, and he knows that you have the skills right now that you need to slowly get better every day until you reach that level. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.